Bakit ako na naman? Ako lang ba ang problema dito sa buong school? Caroline screamed, the words ripping from her throat, raw and furious. The faculty room door slammed shut behind her with a satisfying thud, echoing the turmoil inside her. Tangina! Ganito na lang ba palagi? Siya na lang lagi ang mali, siya na lang lagi ang may kasalanan. Parang ang buong mundo nakaturo sa kanya. The stale smell of chalk dust and old paper in the hallway did nothing to calm her. Pinipigilan niyang maiyak sa inis. Nahuli na naman siya. This time, it was for smoking in the girls' CF during class hours. So what? It's not like she was the only one. Pero syempre, si Caroline Reyes na naman ang napansin. Siya na naman ang ipapatawag ang nanay. Kung may nanay pa siyang matatawag. She scoffed. As if Mama would even care. The walk home felt longer than usual, or maybe it was just a heavy feeling in her chest. Ang init ng hapon, parang lalong nagpapasikip ng dibdib niya. Dinukot niya ang earphones sa bulsa ng palda niyang medyo maiksi na para sa school regulations, at isinaksak sa tenga. Music, her only escape. Malakas na rock music, para kahit papaano, malunod yung ingay sa utak niya. Pagdating sa maliit nilang apartment, a usual scene greeted her, silence. Walang amoy ng nilulutong ulam, walang boses na babati sa kanya ng andyan ka na pala, anak. Mama was probably still at work. Palagi namang nasa trabaho si Mama. Isa siyang nurse at madalas graveyard shift. Minsan, nagtataka si Caroline kung nagkikita pa ba sila ng nanay niya o parang dalawang multo na lang sila na nagpapalitan ng pwesto sa bahay na to. Dumiretso siya sa kwarto niya, a small, cramped space na puno ng posters ng mga banda at mga librong hindi naman niya binabasa. Hinagis niya ang bag sa sahig at humiga sa kama, nakatitig sa kisam na may mga mansa ng tulo. Ano na namang sasabihin ko kay Mama? Another guidance slip. Another lecture. Another disappointment. Parang yun na lang ang papel niya sa buhay, ang maging pabigat. She closed her eyes, and a familiar atch settled in her heart. Papa. Kung nandito lang si Papa, siguro hindi ganito. Si Papa, yun yung laging nakakaintindi sa kanya. Yung laging may oras. Yung laging nakangiti kahit gaano kahirap ang buhay. Pero wala na si Papa. Leukemia took him when she was just 10. And after that, everything changed. Parang kasabay ng pagkawala ni Papa, nawala na rin yung dating mama niya. Yung mama na masayahin, yung mama na laging may kwento, yung mama na yumayakap sa kanya bago matulog. Napalitan yun ng isang babaeng laging pagod, laging seryoso, laging abala. She understood, Mama had to work twice as hard. Pero minsan, hindi niya maiwasang isipin na saan na ako sa mga priority ni Mama. Does she even see me anymore? Napabalikwas siya ng bangon. Gutom na siya. Walang pagkain sa ref, kundi mga tira-tirang kanin at isang itlog. Great. Instant noodles na naman. Habang nagpapakulo siya ng tubig, narinig niyang bumukas ang pinto sa sala. Ma! Her mom, Elena, walked in, looking even more tired than usual. May dala itong maliit na paper bag, hindi man lang siya tiningnan. Dumiretso ito sa lababo para maghugas ng kamay. Kumain ka na, tanong ni Mama, ang boses ay walang emosyon. Hindi pa. Mag-i-instant noodles lang ako, sagot ni Caroline, trying to keep her own voice neutral. Ayaw niyang magsimula ng away. Pagod na rin siya. May dala akong siopao. Kunin mo na lang dyan. Silence again. Pumunta si Caroline sa mesa at kinuha ang siopao. Asado. Paborito niya dati. Ngayon, parang wala na siyang paborito. Naupo sila sa maliit nilang dining table, magkaharap pero parang may pader sa gitna nila. Ang ingay lang na maririnig ay yung pagbuya nila at yung tunog ng kutsara at tinidor. Caroline waited. Hinihintay niya yung sermon. Yung tanong kung bakit na naman siya napatawag sa guidance. Pero wala. Tahimik lang si Mama. Mas nakakabingi yung katahimikan. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, her mom put down her fork. Caroline, panimula nito at napatingin si Caroline. This is it. May kailangan akong sabihin sa'yo. Kinabahan bigla si Caroline. Ano na naman to? Papalipatin na ba siya ng school? O baka naman, ipapaseminar na siya for troubled youth? Ano yun? She asked, trying to sound braver than she felt. Her mom took deep breath. May ipapakilala ako sa'yo. This weekend. Caroline frowned. Sino? A strange look crossed her mom's face, something Caroline hadn't seen in a long time. Was it nervousness? Hope? Isang espesyal na tao, her mom said, her voice a little softer than usual. Sa Sabado. Dito siya magdi-dinner. Natigilan si Caroline. Isang espesyal na tao. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Ano-anong ibig mong sabihin? Her mom looked directly at her, and for the first time that night, Caroline saw flicker of something. Life, maybe. Makikilala mo na siya ngayong Sabado. The words hung in the air, heavy and unexpected. Hindi alam ni Caroline kung anong i-react. Galit? Lungkot? O baka naman takot? Isang tao. Isang espesyal na tao sa buhay ni Mama. So, this was it, may papalit na kay Papa. At parang bigla, mas lalo siyang naramdamang mag-isa. Sabado. The dreaded Sabado. Caroline spent the entire morning locked in her room, blasting music so loud she hoped the neighbors would complain. Anything to drown out the sound of her mom humming in the kitchen, a sound she hadn't heard in years. Mas lalo siyang naiinis. Parang biglang ang saya-saya ni Mama. So, kailangan lang pala ng key espesyal na tao para bumalik yung dating sigla niya. Ako, hindi sapat. She changed her clothes at least 5 times. First, her rattiest t-shirt and ripped jeans, her usual I don't give a damn uniform. Then, she thought, baka isipin pa nito, trying hard akong magmukhang masama. So, she changed into plain black shirt and decent jeans. Understated rebellion, she smirked to herself. Pero kahit anong suotin niya, parang balat lang na hindi niya matanggal ang inis at tampo na nararamdaman niya. Lunchtime came and went. Hindi siya lumabas ng kwarto. Narinig niya ang katok ni Mama. Caroline, anak. Kakain na tayo ng lunch. Busog pa ako, she yelled back, even though her stomach was already rumbling. Silence. Then, footsteps walking away. Good. Pero hindi pwedeng magtago siya magpakailanman. Around 6 in the evening, her mom knocked again, her voice a little firmer this time. Caroline, andito na siya. Labas ka na. Shit! This was it, huminga siya ng malalim, trying to compose herself. Okay, Caroline, be civil. Pero wag kang papauto. Remember, loyalty to Papa. Paglabas niya ng kwarto, naamoy niya agad. Adobo. Mama's specialty. The one she only cooked on very, very special occasions. Or for very, very special people, apparently. Nakita niya si Mama sa sala, kausap ang isang lalaki. Nakatalikod dito sa kanya, pero he seemed tall. Nakasuot ng simpleng polo shirt and jeans. Ah, Caroline. Halika, sabi ni Mama, a nervous smile on her face. This is Daniel. Daniel, this is Dim's daughter, Caroline. The man turned around, and Caroline got her first proper look at him. He wasn't what she expected. Hindi siya yung tipong trying hard magpakakul na tito. He looked normal. Maybe late 30s, early 40s. Kind eyes, a gentle smile. Hindi gwapong artista level, pero maaliwalas ang mukha. Hi, Caroline. It's nice to finally meet you, Daniel said, his voice soft and warm. Inilahad nito ang kamay. Caroline just stared at his outstretched hand for a second before reluctantly shaking it. Her grip was limp. Hi, she mumbled, avoiding eye contact. The dinner that followed was the most awkward meal of Caroline's life. Si Mama at si Daniel, panay ang kwentuhan. About their work, Daniel, apparently, worked in the medical field too, something in hospital administration, not doctor, but close enough. About how they met, sa isang medical mission daw na pareho silang volunteer. Caroline just picked at her food, the adobo suddenly tasting bland. Tahimik lang siya, minsan sumusulyap kay Danielle. He didn't push her to talk. He'd occasionally glance her way, offer a small smile, but mostly, he directed his conversation towards her mom. Which, strangely, annoyed Caroline even more. Ano to? Parang hangin lang ako dito. She expected him to tearsay and win her over, maybe buy her something, or tearsay to act like her best friend. Pero wala. He was just polite. Respectful. Parang tinatrato siyang bata na hindi kailangang isali sa usapan ng matatanda. So, Caroline, anong year ka na sa high school? Daniel asked at one point, trying to include her. Last year ko na, she replied curtly, still not looking at him. Oh, malapit ka na mag-college. May naiisip ka na bang course? She shrugged. Wala pa. Actually, meron. She secretly wanted to take up fine arts, but she'd never admit that to anyone, especially not to this stranger. Maraming options ngayon. Maganda kung mapag-iisipan mo na, he said, still in that gentle, non-patronizing tone. Caroline just grunted in response. Nakakainis yung kabaitan niya. Parang ang hirap hanapan ng butas. Kung naging mayabang ito o trying hard, mas madali sana siyang kamuhian. Narinig niyang nagkwento si Danielle tungkol sa isang nakakatawang experience niya sa ospital. Mama was laughing, the genuine, happy laugh. Yung tawa na matagal ang hindi naririnig ni Caroline. Spang of something sharp, was it jealousy? Hit her. Parang ang dali lang para kay Danielle na patawanin si Mama, samantalang siya, ningiti, hirap nang ibigay. After dinner, habang nagliligpit si Mama ng pinggan, Danielle approached her. Caroline was slumped on the sofa, pretending to be engrossed in a mindless tea show. Caroline, he started. She didn't look at him. Alam ko this is probably weird for you. No shit, Sherlock, she thought, but said nothing. Hindi ko naman ini-expect na magiging magkaibigan tayo agad, he continued, his voice still calm. Your mom, she means a lot to me. And you mean the world to her. Caroline finally looked at him, a sneer forming on her lips. Talaga ba? Bago ka lang dumating, parang hindi niya nga ako napapansin eh. The words were out before she could stop them, laced with bitterness. Daniel didn't look offended. He just looked sad. I know it's been hard for both of you. He paused. Hindi ko pwedeng palitan ang papa mo. Walang pwedeng pumalit sa kanya. I hope, in time, you'll see na wala akong masamang intensyon. Caroline scoffed internally. Yeah, right. Lahat naman sila, ganyan ang sinasabi sa simula. Maya-maya, nagpaalam na si Danielle. Hinatid siya ni Mama sa pinto. Pagbalik ni Mama, may dala itong maliit na piraso ng papel. Pinabibigay ni Danielle, sabi ni Mama, iniabot sa kanya. Caroline reluctantly took it. It was a neatly folded piece of paper. Nang buksan niya, nakita niya ang sulat kamay ni Danielle. Caroline. Below it was a phone number. She stared at the note. Kaibigan. Kausap. Ano siya, guidance counselor? Pero kahit anong inis niya, hindi niya maitapon ang papel. Tinupi niya ulit ito at nilagay sa bulsa. Maybe he wasn't so bad. Or maybe, he was just really good at pretending. Alin man sa dalawa, isa lang ang sigurado si Caroline, this was just the beginning. At hindi niya gagawing madali ang lahat para kay Danielle. Another week, another trip to the principal's office. This time, it wasn't just for smoking. Nakipagsuntukan si Caroline sa likod ng Givite. Some girl from another section started talking trash about her. Something about her being a fatherless charity case. Caroline saw red bago pa niya namalayan, nagsasabunutan na sila, tapos suntukan na. Natural, huli silang dalawa. Ines Reyes, I am very disappointed. Akala ko ba nag-usap na tayo? Res de Leon, the principal, sighed, her voice tired. Kilala na siya nito. Sobrang kilala na. Caroline just stared at the floor, a familiar mix of anger and shame churning inside her. Gusto niyang sumigaw, gusto niyang magwala. Pero ano pang sense? Useless din. Your mother has been called. She should be on her way, Ms. de Leon continued, adjusting her glasses. Caroline tensed. Si Mama na naman. Ano na namang mukha ang ihaharap niya? She could already imagine the disappointment, the tired sigh, the silence that would follow. Parang mas masakit pa yun kesa sa sermon. They waited. 10 minutes. 20. 30. Nagsisimula ng mairita si Ms. de Leon. Pati si Caroline, naiinip na, pero may parte sa kanya na umaasa na sana hindi na lang dumating si Mama. Then, the door opened. Pero hindi si Mama ang pumasok. It was Daniel. Nagulat si Caroline. What was he doing here? Nakasuot ito ng office attire, halatang galing pa sa trabaho. He looked a little flustered, but he managed a polite smile for Ms. de Leon. Good afternoon, Ms. de Leon. I'm Daniel Santos. I'm here on behalf of Elena Reyes, Caroline's mother. She's caught up in an urgent meeting at the hospital and couldn't leave. She asked me to come instead. Ms. de Leon looked surprised, then a little skeptical. And you are? I'm a close family friend, Daniel replied smoothly. Caroline snorted silently. Family friend, GYS. Nagsimula na ang e-meeting. Ms. de Leon recounted Caroline's latest offense, her voice turned. Caroline braced herself for Daniel's reaction. Inaasahan niyang sesermunan din siya nito, o kaya naman ay magagalit. Pero wala. Daniel just listened intently, his expression serious, occasionally nodding. Hindi siya tumitingin kay Caroline, but she could feel his presence beside her, strangely calming one. This kind of behavior is unacceptable, Ms. Santos, Ms. de Leon said. This is not the first time. We've given Caroline so many chances. Daniel nodded. I understand, ma'am. And we are very sorry for the trouble Caroline has caused. Rest assured, we will talk to her about this. We will do our best to make sure this doesn't happen again. We? Caroline raised an eyebrow. Since when did he become part of we? But there was no judgment in his voice. Walang paninisi. Just a quiet promise of accountability. Paglabas nila ng principal's office, Caroline expected him to start lecturing her. Pero hindi. Tahimik lang siyang naglakad sa tabi niya. The silence was different from the silence she shared with her mom. This one wasn't heavy with unspoken disappointment. It was just quiet. Hatid na kita, Daniel said when they reached the school gate. Kaya ko nang umuwi mag-isa, Caroline mumbled, still a bit defensive. Alam ko, he said, a small smile playing on his lips. Pero baka gusto mong kumain muna? Yinroy treat. Mukhang stress ka. Caroline hesitated. Part of her wanted to say no, to maintain her tough girl facade. Pero gutom na siya. At pagod na rin. At may kung anong part sa kanya na curious. Sage, she found herself saying. Pero wag yung mahal. Daniel chuckled. Noted. Dinala siya ni Daniel sa isang maliit na karinderya malapit sa school, yung tipo na paborito ng mga estudyante. Umorder sila ng tapsilog. Habang kumakain sila, doon lang nagsimulang magsalita si Daniel, pero hindi tungkol sa nangyari sa school. Kinamusta niya ang mga subjects niya, kung may paborito ba siyang teacher. Mga simpleng tanong lang, pero parang interesado talaga siyang malaman. Caroline found herself answering, albeit in monosyllables at first. Pero unti-unti, napapakwento na rin siya. About her annoying math teacher, about her French Lo who was obsessed with pop, about how much she hated his. Daniel just listened, nodding, sometimes asking follow-up questions. Hindi siya nanghusga. Hindi siya nagbigay ng unsolicited advice. Nakinig lang siya. Then, a comfortable silence fell between them again. Caroline stared at her half-eaten tapsilog. Yung babae kanina, she started, her voice low. Sinabihan niya ako ng kung ano-ano tungkol kay Papa. Daniel looked at her, his expression softening. I'm sorry you had to hear that, Caroline. Hindi naman totoo yung sinabi niya, she said defensively. Alam ko. Minsan namimiss ko si Papa, Caroline admitted, the words barely a whisper. It was the first time she had said it out loud to someone other than herself in a very long time. Parang biglang bumukas ang isang gripo sa loob niya. Daniel didn't say anything for a moment. He just looked at her, his eyes filled with an understanding that surprised her. He must have been a great man, Daniel said softly. Caroline nodded, a lump forming in her throat. He was. Siya lang yung nakakaintindi sa akin dati. Alam mo, Caroline, Daniel said, his voice gentle. It's okay to miss him. And it's okay to be angry sometimes. Pero hindi ibig sabihin nun, kailangan mong harapin lahat mag-isa. She looked up at him, surprised by his words. Your mom, she loves you very much. Minsan lang, baka hindi niya alam kung paano ipapakita, lalo na't mahirap din para sa kanya. Caroline didn't reply. She didn't know what to say. Part of her wanted to argue, to say na hindi totoo yun, na wala nang pakialam si Mama sa kanya. Pero may parte rin sa kanya na gustong maniwala sa sinasabi ni Daniel. Tapos ka na? Daniel asked, noticing her empty plate. She nodded. Tara, hatid na kita. Habang naglalakad sila papunta sa sakayan ng jeep, Caroline felt lighter. Parang nabawasan yung bigat na pasan-pasan niya. For the first time in a long time, someone actually listened. Someone actually tried to understand. At hindi yun si Mama. It was this man, this stranger who suddenly appeared in their lives. Bakit siya? Caroline wondered. Bakit siya yung nandito ngayon, hindi si Mama? The question lingered in her mind, but for once, it wasn't tinged with anger. It was tinged with something else. Something akin to confusion, and maybe, just maybe, teeny sliver of hope. Parang alam niya kung anong kulang sa akin, she thought, as she watched Daniel flag down jeepney for her. Parang nakikita niya ako. The weeks that followed the principal's office incident were different. Surprisingly different. Parang may nagbago kay Caroline, o baka sa paligid niya. Or maybe it was Daniel. She started going to school on time. Well, most of the time. Hindi na rin siya masyadong napapag-guidance. She even reluctantly joined the school's art club, after much prodding from her English teacher who saw some of her doodles. Her classmates were surprised. Pati si Chloe, her best friend, napansin ang pagbabago. Hoy, Caroline, anong nakain mo? Chloe teased her one afternoon habang naglalakad sila pauwi. Bigla kang naging good girl. Caroline just rolled her eyes. Shut up, Chloe. Nag-try lang. Curious eye. O baka naman inspired. Chloe wiggled her eyebrow suggestively. Inspired ka dyan? Wala no. Caroline denied, a little too quickly. Pero deep inside, she knew Chloe wasn't entirely wrong. Daniel had become a somewhat regular presence. Hindi yung typong everyday, pero had show up at their apartment once or twice a week, usually for dinner. Minsan, may dala siyang pandesal o kaya prutas. He and her mom would talk, mostly about their day, about hospital stuff. Caroline would still be quiet most of the time, but it wasn't a hostile silence from before. More like an observant silence. She found herself listening to his stories. He had a way of talking that was calm and engaging. Hindi mayabang, hindi rin boring. He'd ask about her day too, and she'd find herself sharing little things, a funny incident in class, a frustrating art project. He'd listen, really listen, and sometimes offered piece of advice, but only if she asked. One Saturday, her mom had to go on an unexpected out-of-town medical conference. It was just for 2 days, but Caroline felt that old pang of being left alone. She was supposed to spend the weekend with Chloe, pero biglang nagka-family emergency si Chloe. So, Caroline was stuck at home, feeling miserable. Then, she started feeling sick. Nag-umpisa sa sinat tapos naging lagnat na. Evening, her head was pounding, and her throat felt like sandpaper. She tried calling her mom, but her mom's phone was off, probably busy with the conference. Panic started to set in. Ano nang gagawin niya? She remembered the piece of paper Daniel had given her, the one with his number. Nag-aalangan pa siya nung una. Nakakahiya. Pero her head was really starting to spin. With trembling fingers, she dialed his number. It rang twice before he answered. Hello. You, Daniel, her voice was raspy. Caroline. Is that you? Are you okay? You sound terrible. May pag-aalala sa boses nito. Kasi si Mama, wala. Tapos nilalagnat ako. Masakit ulo ko. Okay, calm down. Nasaan ka ngayon? Sa bahay? Don't move. Pupunta ako dyan. Lock your door, okay? I'll be there as soon as can. True to his word, wala pang 30 minutes, narinig na niya ang katok ni Daniel sa pinto. When she opened it, his face was etched with worry. Agad siyang nilapitan nito at kinapa ang noo niya. Ang init mo nga, he said, his brow furrowed. Kain ka na ba? Nakainom ka na ng gamot? Caroline shook her head weakly. Okay, sige. Maupo ka muna dyan. Magluluto ako ng lugaw. And just like that, Daniel took over. He moved around their small kitchen with an efficiency that surprised her. He found the rice, the ginger, the chicken stock. Habang nagluluto siya, pinaupo siya ni Daniel sa sofa at binigyan ng baso ng tubig. Relax ka lang dyan, ha? Matatapos na to maya-maya. Caroline watched him, a strange feeling welling up inside her. No one had ever taken care of her like this since her papa died. Si Mama, she'd give her medicine, tell her to rest, but she was always rushing, always preoccupied. Daniel, he was just there. Present. Focused on her. Nang maluto ang lugaw, he spoon-fed her kasi nanginginig pa ang kamay niya. The lugaw was simple, but it was the most delicious thing she had tasted in a long time. Warm and comforting. Thank you, she mumbled, feeling a little embarrassed. Wala yun, he smiled. Kailangan mong lumakas. He made her lie down on her bed, checked her temperature again, and gave her medicine. Then, he pulled up a chair beside her bed. Matulog ka na. Babantayan kita, he said softly. Caroline felt her eyelids grow heavy. The combination of the medicine, the warm lugaw, and his calming presence made her feel safe. She must have dozed off, because when she opened her eyes again, it was dark outside. Nakadim lang ang ilaw sa kwarto niya. She turned her head slightly and saw Daniel slump in the chair, his head resting on his hand, asleep. Mukhang pagod na pagod. A strange feeling fluttered in her chest. She watched him sleep for a moment. His face, usually so composed, looked softer, more vulnerable in sleep. May konting stubble sa baba niya. His dark hair fell slightly across his forehead. Napansin niya ang mga pilik mata nito, mahahaba pala. She found herself reaching out, wanting to brush the stray hair from his forehead, but she stopped herself. Ano ba tong ginagawa ko? Slowly, carefully, she got out of bed, feeling a bit better. Kumuha siya ng kumot sa kabinet at dahan-dahang kinumutan si Daniel. He stared slightly but didn't wake up. Bumalik siya sa kama at pinagmasdan ulit siya. Kung siya lang sana ang naging tatay ko, a thought suddenly crossed her mind, sharp and clear. Mas madali siguro ang lahat. Mas masaya siguro. The thought startled her. Tatay? Daniel. No, that wasn't right. He wasn't her father. He was her mom's boyfriend. Pero yung pakiramdam na iyon, yung pakiramdam na may nag-aalaga sa kanya, na may nakikinig, na may nakakaintindi, it felt good. Too good. The next morning, she woke up feeling much better. Daniel was already awake, making coffee in the kitchen. He smiled when he saw her. Good morning. How are you feeling? Okay na. Medyo masakit na lang ulo ko, she said, still a little groggy. Good. Kumain ka na ulit ng lugaw. Tapos inom ka ng gamot. Habang kumakain sila, Daniel's phone rang. Nakita ni Caroline ang screen, it was her mom, on a video call. Si Elena, Daniel said, a smile instantly lighting up his face. He answered the call. Hi, hon. Good morning. Her mom's cheerful voice filled the small kitchen. Kumusta na kayo dyan? Si Caroline. We're good, hon. Medyo nilagnat lang si Caroline kagabi, pero okay na siya ngayon, Daniel replied, his voice warm and affectionate as he spoke to her mom. He turned the phone camera towards Caroline. Say hi to your mom. Caroline managed a weak smile and a wave. Hi, Minnie. Her mom's face on the screen looked worried. Anak, okay ka lang ba talaga? Ano nang nangyari? Daniel took care of me, he made me lugaw, Caroline said, and then, inexplicably, she felt the pang of something. Was it jealousy? Seeing Daniel's easy affection for her mom, hearing the endearment hon, it made her stomach clench. Nag-usap pa sila ng konti, tapos nagpaalam na si Mama. After the call, Daniel turned back to Caroline, his usual gentle smile back on his face. Kain ka pa. Para makainom ka na ng gamot. Pero Caroline suddenly lost her appetite. Natahimik siya. May problema ba? Daniel asked, noticing her change in mood. She shook her head. Wala. Busog na ko. For the rest of the morning, Caroline was quiet. The easy camaraderie they had shared the night before seemed to have evaporated. Daniel tried to make small talk, but she mostly responded in monosyllables. Hindi niya maintindihan ang sarili niya. Bakit siya biglang naiinis? Bakit parang nagsiselos siya? Kanino? Kay Mama? O kay Daniel? O sa ideya na masaya sila? Hindi ko alam kung anong nararamdaman ko, she thought, her heart confused mess. This is so messed up. The kilig she felt when he took care of her, now mixed with a strange selos. It was a dangerous combination, and Caroline didn't know what to do with it. The confusion in Caroline's heart festered. Yung mga ngiti ni Daniel, yung mga simpleng gestures niya ng pag-aalaga, dati parang nakakagaan ng loob. Ngayon, may kasamang kirot. May kasamang tanong na bakit at para kanino. Hindi na niya kinaya. She needed to talk to someone. At sino pa ba kundi si Chloe, her best friend, the one person who knew almost everything about her, except, perhaps, this messy, new feeling she couldn't quite name. Nagkita sila sa paborito nilang milk tea shop pagkatapos ng klase. Caroline nervously stirred her taro milk tea, the pearls clinking against the plastic cup. Okay ka lang, Bes? Tanong ni Chloe, napansin ang pagkabalisa niya. Para kang may world peace problem na kailangang isolve. Caroline took deep breath. Chloe, may sasabihin ako. Pero please, wag mo kong i-judge. Chloe's expression turned serious. Ano iyon? Spill it, see. Si Daniel, Caroline started, her voice barely a whisper. Yung boyfriend ni Mama. O, si Tito Pogi. Anong meron sa kanya? Chloe asked, a playful glint in her eyes. Caroline winced at the nickname. Wag mo ngang tawaging ganun. Okay, sorry. So, anong meron kay Daniel? Kasi ewan ko. Nitong mga nakaraang linggo, lalo na nung nagkasakit ako, tapos inalagaan niya ko parang may iba akong nararamdaman. The words stumbled out, raw and hesitant. Chloe stared at her, her playful expression gone, replaced by shock. Iba? Anong klaseng iba? Caroline looked down at her drink. Hindi ko alam. Basta iba. Yung parang kinikilig ako pag nandyan siya. Tapos naiinis ako pag sweet sila ni Mama. Parang nagsiselos ako. Silence. Mahabang katahimikan. Si Chloe, nakatitig lang sa kanya, trying to process what she just heard. Caroline, Chloe finally said, her voice laced with concern. Girl, are you serious? Caroline nodded miserably. At hindi ko alam kung anong gagawin ko. Mali to, di ba? Sobrang mali. Mali? Chloe leaned forward, her voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. Bess, that's not just mali. That's delikado. Super delikado. Alam ko. Caroline cried, frustration welling up inside her. Kaya nga ako naguguluhan eh. Hindi ko naman to ginusto. He's your mom's boyfriend, Caroline, Chloe stated the obvious, her tone firm. Anak ka niya sa paningin nun. At sa paningin ng lahat. Kung ano man yang nararamdaman mo, kailangan mong pigilan. You need to stop it before it gets out of hand. Paano? Caroline asked, her voice desperate. Paano ko pipigilan yung isang bagay na hindi ko naman sinasadyang maramdaman? Psst, don't know, Bess, Chloe sighed, running key hand through her hair. Pero kailangan. Isipin mo si mama mo. Isipin mo kung anong mangyayari pag nalaman niya to, masisira ang lahat. Pamilya mo. Pati ikaw. Chloe's words hit Caroline like punch to the gut. Masisira ang lahat. She was right. Of course, she was right. This was a disaster waiting to happen. The fear, cold and sharp, started to creep into Caroline's heart, overshadowing the kilig and the selos. Takot. Sakit. The next few days were a blur of internal conflict for Caroline. Pinilit niyang iwasan si Daniel. Kapag nasa bahay ito, nagkukulong siya sa kwarto. Kapag kinakausap siya, maikli lang ang sagot niya, minsan pasuplada pa. She tried to build walls around her heart, desperate to stop whatever feelings were blooming there. Daniel, for his part, seemed to notice the change. Daily, he would playfully tear-aside to engage her in conversation. Ngayon, he still greeted her, but there was new hesitancy in his eyes. He started keeping respectful distance, not just physically, but emotionally too. He probably sensed it o baka naman, he was also realizing na yung closeness nila, it was trading on dangerous ground. One morning, as Caroline was getting ready for school, narinig niyang nag-uusap si Mama at Daniel sa kusina. Napapansin ko, parang umiiwas sa akin si Caroline lately, Daniel said, his voice tinged with sadness. May nagawa ba akong mali, Elena? Nako, hayaan mo na iyon si Caroline, sagot ni Mama. Alam mo naman yun, may tupak minsan. Teenager eh. Baka may pinagdadaanan lang sa school. Caroline's heart clenched. May tupak. Ganoon lang yun para kay Mama? When it was time to go to school, Caroline expected Daniel to offer her a ride, like he sometimes did kapag sabay sila ng alis. Pero hindi. Una na ko, Elena. Caroline, ingat sa school, he said, his gaze briefly meeting hers before he quickly looked away. Tapos, umalis na siya. It was a small thing, him not offering a ride. Pero para kay Caroline, it felt like rejection. It's confirmation na he was pulling away too. At imbes na makaramdam ng relief, mas lalo siyang nasaktan. That night, the tension in their small apartment was suffocating. Mama was unusually quiet, probably sensing the strain between Caroline and Daniel. Caroline, on the other hand, felt like a volcano about to erupt. All the pent-up emotions, the confusion, the fear, the hurt, the anger, were churning inside her. Bakit hindi mo na ako hinatid kanina? She suddenly blurted out, her voice accusatory, directed at Daniel who was silently eating his dinner. Nagulat si Mama at Daniel sa biglaang tanong niya. Caroline, ano ka ba? Saway ni Mama. Daniel looked at her, his expression unreadable. Nagmamadali na kasi ako kanina. May maaga akong meeting. Talaga ba? Caroline challenged, her voice rising. O baka naman iniiwasan mo na talaga ako. Kasi iyon ang nararamdaman ko eh. Lahat kayo, iniiwasan ako. Si Mama, laging busy. Ikaw, bigla na lang nagbago. Ano ba ng problema niyo sa akin? Caroline. Mama's voice was sharp. Ano ba yung pinagsasabi mo? Tumigil ka nga. Bakit, Ma? Totoo naman, di ba? Caroline stood up, her chair scraping loudly against the floor. Tears were starting to well up in her eyes. Mula nung dumating siya, akala ko magiging okay na ang lahat. Akala ko may makakaintindi na sakin. Pero ano? Pinapaasa niyo lang ako. Pare-pareho lang kayo. Iiwan niyo rin ako. Katulad ng ginawa ni Papa. The moment the words left her mouth, she regretted them. The mention of her father hung heavy in the air. Mama's face crumpled, a look of deep pain flashing in her eyes. Daniel just stared at Caroline, his own face a mask of shock and hurt. Hindi yan totoo, Caroline, Daniel said, his voice low and strained. Hindi kita iniiwasan dahil gusto kita saktan. Eh ano? Caroline screamed, the tears finally falling. Bakit parang bigla na lang parang wala na lang ako ulit? The feeling of being abandoned, of being invisible again, was overwhelming. Daniel looked at her, his eyes filled with profound sadness that mirrored her own. Ayokong masira ang buhay mo dahil sa akin, Caroline, he said, his voice barely a whisper, but each word landed like a blow. Ayokong ako ang maging dahilan. The unspoken truth hung between them, heavy and devastating. He knew. He knew about her inappropriate feelings. And he was trying to protect her, to protect them all, give it pulling away. But in doing so, he was also breaking her heart. Naiwan si Caroline na umiiyak, si Mama na natulala. The fragile piece they had started to build had just shattered into a million pieces. At si Caroline, alam niyang kasalanan niya ang lahat. The days following that explosive dinner were filled with deafening silence. Mas malala pa sa dating katahimikan. This silence wasn't just empty, it was heavy with unspoken words, with pain, with regret. Daniel stopped coming over. Wala nang pandesal sa umaga, wala nang amoy ng adobo ni Mama tuwing Sabado. Para siyang bula na bigla na lang naglaho. Si Mama, she tried to act normal. She'd ask Caroline about school, attempt small talk. Pero halata sa mga mata niya ang lungkot, ang pag-aalala. Hindi na niya binabanggit si Daniel. Parang may unspoken agreement ulit sila, katulad nung una, pero this time, mas masakit, mas permanent. Caroline, on the other hand, retreated into herself. Hindi na siya yung rebellious, angry girl from before. Pero hindi rin siya yung Caroline na unti-unti nang natututong umiti at magtiwala. She was numb. Parang manhid. Pumapasok siya sa school, umuuwi, kumakain, natutulog. Parang robot. The fire in her was gone, replaced by a cold, empty ash. Nasa kantin siya, mag-isang kumakain ng lunch. This was her least favorite time, surrounded by noise and people she didn't care about. Pero ngayon, mas gusto na lang niyang mapag-isa. Wala na yung dating grupo ng mga kaibigan niyang puro kalokohan ang alam. Pati si Chloe, her best friend, binibigyan siya ng espasyo, alam na may pinagdadaanan siya. Maybe Chloe was right all along. Delikado to, sisirain mo lang pamilya mo, pati sarili mo. Look at her now. Broken. Alone. Pinipilit niyang huyain yung tinapay na baon niya, pero parang papel ang lasa. Wala na yung anghang ng galit sa dibdib niya. Wala na rin yung kislap ng pag-asa na minsan niyang naramdaman. Napalitan lahat yun ng isang malalim na blanko, a hollow feeling na hindi niya alam kung paano pupunan. Hindi na siya nalalate. Hindi na siya napapag-guidance. Para siyang halaman na nakalimutang diligan, buhay pa, pero hindi na lumalago. Next time, kirisay mo yung siopaw dito. Masarap daw, sabi ng isang estudyante sa katabing mesa. Napatingin si Caroline. Umiti lang ito sa kanya, tapos bumalik na sa pakikipagkwentuhan. For a second, she wondered what it felt like to have such easy conversations, to not carry the weight of the world on her shoulders. Ibinalik niya ang tingin sa pagkain niya. Wala siyang gana. Pag-uwi niya ng bahay, nadatnan niyang tahimik si Mama sa sofa, nakatingin sa kawalan. Dati, kahit pagod galing trabaho, may ingay pa rin si Mama, nagluluto, nagliligpit, o minsan, kinakausap siya kahit hindi siya sumasagot. Pero nitong mga nakaraang linggo, parang anino na lang din ito. Alam ni Caroline kung bakit. Hindi na nila pinag-uusapan si Daniel. Parang may unspoken agreement sila na bawal banggitin ang pangalan niya. It was as if he never existed. Pero alam nilang dalawa ang totoo. The void he left was too big to ignore. Nakita ni Caroline ang itsura ng mama niya, mas payat, mas malalim ang mga mata. Guilt pricked at her. Kasalanan ko ba to? Ako ba yung sumira sa chance ni Mama na maging masaya ulit? Pinipilit niyang isipin na si Daniel ang pumili na umalis. Pero alam niya, sa kaibuturan ng puso niya, na may malaki siyang parte sa desisyon na iyon. Kung hindi lang sana siya nagpadala sa nararamdaman niya. Isang hapon, habang nagliligpit si Caroline ng mga gamit sa maliit nilang sala, sinusubukan niyang maging abala para hindi maisip ang lahat. May nahulog na sobre mula sa isang tumpok ng lumang magazine sa ilalim ng center table. Mukhang matagal na iyon doon, naipit. Kinuha niya ito. Nakasulat sa labas ang pangalan ni Mama, sa pamilyar na sulat kamay ni Daniel. Parang may kung anong kuryente ang dumaloy sa mga daliri niya. This must be it, yung liham. Yung paalam. Nag-alinlangan siya. Should she open it? Para kay Mama to, this was private. Pero parang may humihila sa kanya, isang hindi maipaliwanag na puwersa. Dinala niya yung sulat sa kwarto niya, sinara ang pinto. Naupo siya sa kama, ang puso niya ay dumadagundong sa kaba, nanginginig ang mga kamay habang dahan-dahan niyang binubuksan ang sobre. It was a short letter, written on simple stationery. Ang mga salita, direkta pero puno ng kalungkutan. Mostly, mga salita ni Daniel para kay Mama, humihingi ng pasensya, nagpapaliwanag kung bakit kailangan niyang lumayo. Sinasabi niyang mahal niya si Mama, pero mas mahalaga sa kanya ang kapakanan nilang mag-ina. Na ayaw niyang maging hadlang o dahilan ng lamat sa relasyon nila. Caroline skimmed through it, her heart pounding with every word. Tapos, sa dulo, may isang maikling talata, isang postscript, na parang idinagdag na lang sa huling sandali. Para sa kanya. S.F. Elena, please tell Caroline I'm sorry. It was never my intention to cause her pain or confusion. She's a good kid, underneath all that anger and hurt she carries. She just needs someone to see her, to understand her without judgment. I hope she finds genuine happiness, the kind she truly deserves. Caroline deserves more than it can give her as just your boyfriend, or even as a friend in this complicated situation. She needs space to heal and grow, without me in the picture. Forgive me. Paulit-ulit na binasa ni Caroline ang mga huling salita. Caroline deserves more than it can give her, she needs space to heal and grow, without me in the picture. Hindi niya alam kung anong mararamdaman. Parang sinasaksak yung puso niya ng paulit-ulit, bawat salita ay isang hiwa. Pero kasabay noon, parang may maliit na parte sa kanya na naiintindihan si Daniel. He wasn't blaming her. He wasn't dismissing her feelings as mere topak. He saw her. He understood the depth of her unspoken pain. And he chose to remove himself, believing it was for her own good. It was a sacrifice, painful one, but one made out of a strange, protective kind of care. Nagsimulang mamasa ang mga mata niya. Walang hikbi sa simula, mga luha lang na sunod-sunod na tumulo sa pisngi niya, bumabagsak sa papel, bahagyang nagpapalabo sa tinta. All this time, she thought she was fighting for something, fighting against being invisible, fighting for its connection. Pero ano nga ba ang pinaglalaban niya? At sino ang kalaban? Sarili niya. Ang sitwasyon. Ang tadhana. Niyakap niya ang sulat sa dibdib niya, at doon na bumuhos ang mga hikbi. Humahagulhol na siya ngayon, walang tunog noong una, tapos unti-unting lumalakas, nagiging mga ungo ng sakit at pagsisisi. Ang bigat-bigat sa dibdib. Ang sakit-sakit. Parang dinudurog ang puso niya. All the times he was kind, all the times he listened, all the times she felt seen, they flashed through her mind. Was it all a lie? O baka naman, totoo lahat yun, kaya lang hindi pwede. Hindi para sa kanila? Bakit ganito palagi? Bulong niya sa sarili, sa hangin, sa katahimikan ng kwarto niya, ang boses ay basag at puno ng pait. Lagi akong nauuna pero laging natatalo. Nauuna sa galit, nauuna sa paghihimagsik, pero sa huli, talo pa rin sa laban para sa kaligayahan, para sa pagmamahal na buo. The letter didn't offer comfort. It offered painful clarity. He chose her mom, yes, DIY ending things, but he also chose Caroline, DIY trying to protect her from a path that would only lead to more heartbreak for everyone involved. He chose to be the villain in her story, if it meant she could eventually find her own peace, her own more. Pero ngayon, all Caroline felt was the crushing weight of loss. Loss of a father figure she briefly found. Loss of a friend she was starting to trust. Loss of a connection she craved. At higit sa lahat, loss of the hope that maybe, just maybe, things could be different for her this time. The regret was a bitter pill to swallow. Kung sana hindi ko na lang pinansin yung nararamdaman ko. Kung sana naging mas matapang akong labanan yun. E di sana nandito pa siya. E di sana, masaya pa si mama. But kung sana were just words. The reality was this, Daniel was gone. And Caroline was left alone again, with the pieces of her shattered world, and the heavy burden of knowing she played significant part in breaking it. The sun began to set outside her window, casting long, melancholic shadows in her room. Caroline just sat there, clutching the letter, the tears slowly drying on her cheeks, leaving salty tracks. The emptiness inside her felt vast, gaping one that she didn't know how to heal. Ilang taon na ang lumipad. Parang isang kisap mata lang kung iisipin, pero ang dami na ring nagbago, parehong sa labas at sa loob ni Caroline. Si Caroline, hindi na yung high school student na laging laman ng guidance office o sentro ng gulo at hinanakit. Nasa kolehiyo na siya ngayon, pursuing social work. Sino nang mag-aakala? Minsan, pati siya, napapangiti na lang pag naaalala niya ang dating sarili, si younger, angrier version that felt like a lifetime ago. Nasa alumni homecoming/school fair siya ng dati niyang high school. Hindi bilang isang naliligaw na bisita, kundi bilang isa sa mga student volunteers mula sa college nila, naka-assign na tumulong sa mga bagong estudyante, mga freshman na halatang kinakabahan at excited sa bago nilang chapter. Nakatayo siya malapit sa registration booth, may suot na volunteer ID, ngumingiti sa mga batang estudyante na nagtatanong ng direksyon o schedule. Excuse me po, ate, saan po yung gymnasium? May orientation daw po kami for new students, tanong ng isang grupo ng mga babaeng estudyante. Bit-bit pa ang mga bagong bili nilang notebook at ballpen, ang mga mata nila'y puno ng kaba at pag-asa. Caroline smiled warmly, genuine, easy smile that reached her eyes. Diretsuhin niyo lang tong pathway na to, tapos yung malaking building sa kanan, yun na yung gift aid, may malaking banner sa harap, di kayo maliligaw. Welcome sa alma mater namin. Salamat po, ate, sabay-sabay nilang sabi, tapos nagmamadaling umalis, nag-uunahan pa. Pinanood niya silang papalayo. May kung anong kirot, hindi ng sakit, kundi ng isang matamis na alaala, isang nostalgic pang, ang kumurot sa puso niya. Ganyan din ako dati. Lost. Angry. Confused. Looking for something I couldn't name, someone to see past the walls I built. Pero ngayon, iba na. Nakahanap na siya ng sarili niyang direksyon, ng sarili niyang purpose. Hindi man kasing ingay ng dati ang buhay niya, pero mas buo, mas payapa. Habang nag-ikot siya para i-check kung may kailangan pa ang ibang volunteers o kung may mga estudyanteng nangangailangan ng tulong, napadaan siya sa isang maliit na tent na may nakasulat na karatula, Free Medical Consultation. Volunteer doctors from Ask Luke's Medical Center. May ilang nakapila, karamihan mga magulang ng estudyante, ilang mga lolo't lola, at ilang estudyante na mukhang may nararamdaman. At doon, sa loob ng tent, nakaupo sa isang monoblock chair, may hawak na stethoscope at kausap ang isang matandang babae na halatang inuubo, ay isang pamilyar na figura. Napatigil si Caroline sa paglalakad. Huminto ang tibok ng puso niya ng isang segundo bago ito kumabog ulit ng mas mabilis. Si Daniel. He looked a bit older, maybe a few more lines around his eyes, but the kindness in them, the attentiveness as he listened to his patient, yun pa rin. Nakasuot siya ng puting doctor's coat over simple collared shirt, ang stethoscope ay kaswal na nakasabit sa lig niya. Doktor na pala siya ngayon. Isang volunteer doctor at that. For a brief second, parang bumalik lahat, yung mga hapunan sa maliit nilang apartment, yung amoy ng lugaw na niluto niya, yung mga tingin ng palihim na puno ng hindi masabing emosyon, yung sakit ng pag-alis niya, yung mga salita sa sulat. Pero kasing bilis ng pagdating ng mga alaala, nawala rin ang bigat ng mga ito. Parang isang lumang litrato na tiningnan mo lang saglit, nag-trigger ng memorya, pero hindi na kasing sakit. Sakto namang nag-angat ng tingin si Daniel mula sa kanyang pasyente, at napatingin din si Caroline sa gawin niya. Nagtama ang mga mata nila. For a heartbeat, There was surprise etched on his face, then a slow dawning of recognition. Isang maliit, magalang na ngiti ang unti-unting sumilay sa labi ni Daniel. Tumango siya ng bahagya bilang pagbati. Hindi niya alam kung bakit, pero parang may sariling isip ang mga paa ni Caroline at naglakad siya palapit sa tent. Walang kaba na tumitibok sa dibdib niya, walang galit o hinanakit. Isang kakaibang calmness ang naramdaman niya, isang pagtanggap. Daniel, bati niya nang makalapit siya, ang boses ay kalmado, walang bahid ng dating pait o sarkasmo. Matagal na rin. Caroline, sagot niya, medyo gulat pa rin ang ekspresyon pero may ngiti na sa labi. Wow! Long time no see. Kumusta ka na? Okay naman. College na, as you can see, she said, gesturing to her volunteer gi, and this time, she offered a genuine smile, one that reached her eyes and crinkled them slightly at the corners. Ikaw pala, volunteer doctor dito. Hindi ko alam na doktor ka na pala. Kakapasa lang ng boards last year. Giving back lang, kahit papano, sa community, he said, a gentle, humble tone in his voice. Tiningnan siya nito mula ulo hanggang paa, a look of pleasant surprise on his face. Ang laki na ng pinagbago mo. You look good. Happy. Hindi yun panghusga o pambobola. It was a simple, sincere observation. Marami na ring nangyari in the past few years, she replied with a light shrug, a small, knowing smile playing on her lips. Then, almost without thinking, the question slipped out, one that she thought she'd never ask without trace of bitterness or accusation. Kumusta na kayo ni Mama? Daniel's smile softened, a hint of wistfulness, perhaps even a touch of sadness, in his eyes. We didn't work out, Caroline. Matagal na rin yun, shortly after I left. We realized we were better off as friends. We're civil. I hear she's doing okay, focusing on her career. Sana nga. Yun lang ang nasabi ni Caroline. A comfortable silence settled between them for a moment. Hindi awkward, hindi pilit. Parang dalawang lumang magkakilala na nagkakamustahan lang, walang bigat ng nakaraan. Ikaw? Social work, ha? Tanong ni Daniel, tinitingnan ang niya. Bagay sa'yo. You always had a big heart, kahit tinatago mo noon. Caroline chuckled lightly. Marunong ka pa ring mambola. Hindi yun bola. Totoo yun. Sige, sabi ni Caroline, breaking the comfortable silence gently. I should probably get back to GV post, baka may kailangan pa sa ibang boots, or may mga maliligaw na naman. It was good seeing you again, Daniel. Unexpected, but good. It was good seeing you too, Caroline. Really good. Take care of yourself, he said, his eyes kind, holding a warmth that was no longer confusing, just nice. Ingat din, she replied, at tumalikod na. Habang papalayo siya, naramdaman niya ang sarili niyang nakangiti. Hindi yung ngiti ng tagumpay o ngiti ng pang-aasar na dati niyang baon. Isang ngiting payapa. Isang ngiting nagpapahiwatig na okay na ang lahat sa kalooban niya. Tumingala siya sa langit. Maaliwalas. The sounds of the school fair, tawanan ng mga estudyante, upbeat music from the speakers, announcements over the cell system, envelop her. Buhay na buhay. At parte na siya nito, sa paraang hindi niya inaasahan noon, sa paraang mas totoo at mas makabuluhan. Hindi na siya yung batang babae na laging naghahanap ng atensyon sa maling paraan, o naghahanap ng pagmamahal sa mga taong hindi ito kayang ibigay sa paraang kailangan niya. Natuto na siyang hanapin ang validation at pagmamahal sa sarili niya. Natuto na siyang magpatawad sa mga taong nakasakit sa kanya, kay Mama, kay Daniel, at higit sa lahat, sa sarili niya. Yung mga sugat ng nakaraan, naging peklat na lang, mga paalala ng mga laban na napagtagumpayan niya, mga aral na humubog sa kung sino siya ngayon. She took deep, cleansing breath. Alam na niya ngayon. Sapat na siya. May sapat na siyang lakas, may sapat na siyang pag-unawa, may sapat na siyang pagmamahal sa sarili para humarap sa bukas. Hindi siya ang happy ending ko, si Daniel. Hindi naging kami at malamang hindi na talaga. Pero siya, sa kakaibang paraan, ang naging dahilan kung bakit ako nagsimulang maniwala ulit na meron pang pag-asa, Na meron pang kabutihan, na meron pang happy, kahit hindi ending ang kasunod. At minsan, yun lang ang kailangan mo para magpatuloy. Mga minamahal kong mambabasa. Una sa lahat, mula sa kaibuturan ng aking puso, maraming salamat sa inyong pagsubaybay sa kwento ni Caroline. Salamat sa bawat minutong inilaan ninyo para samahan siya sa kanyang paglalakbay, mula sa kanyang mga araw ng pagrerebelde at kalituhan, hanggang sa kanyang dahan-dahang paghilom at pagtukla sa sarili. Ang inyong suporta ang nagsilbing inspirasyon ko para tapusin ang kwentong ito. Habang isinusulat ko ang bawat kabanata, para na rin akong naging si Caroline. Naramdaman ko ang kanyang galit, ang kanyang lungkot, ang kanyang pag-asa, at ang kanyang mga munting kilig at takot. Hindi naging madali ang pagsulat nito, may mga pagkakataon na parang dinudurog din ang puso ko kasabay ng mga pagsubok na pinagdaanan niya. Ngunit sa bawat pagbangon niya, sa bawat maliit na hakbang patungo sa pagbabago, doon ko rin naramdaman ang init at pag-asa. Ang kwentong ito ay hindi lamang tungkol sa isang kibawal na pag-ibig o sa isang komplikadong sitwasyon. Higit pa rito, ito ay kwento ng paghahanap sa sarili, ng pagpapatawad, at ng walang katapusang kakayahan ng puso ng tao na magmahal at maghilom. Nais kong iparating na lahat tayo ay may kanya-kanyang laban, kanya-kanyang bakit ako palaging ako, na tanong sa buhay. Ngunit sa kabila ng lahat ng sakit at pagkadapa, laging may puwang para sa pag-asa at pagbabago. Hindi kailangan ng perpektong happy ending para masabing naging makabuluhan ang isang paglalakbay. Minsan, ang pinakamahalagang aral ay matatagpuan sa proseso ng pagiging sapat para sa ating sarili. Sana, sa pagtatapos ng kwentong ito, may naiwan itong munting aral o inspirasyon sa inyong mga puso. Sana ay naramdaman ninyo na hindi kayo nag-iisa sa inyong mga pinagdadaanan. Kung nagustuhan ninyo ang kwento ni Caroline, o kung may bahagi nito na tumatak sa inyo, inaanyayahan ko kayong ibahagi ito sa inyong mga kaibigan at mahal sa buhay. At higit sa lahat, huwag kayong mag-atubiling mag-iwan ng inyong mga komento, saloobin, o kahit anong mensahe. Mahalaga sa akin ang bawat isa sa inyo. Hanggang sa muli nating pagkikita sa mga susunod pang kwento.